Uh, Let's also tell you that Amazon's cloud division is saying that its data centers in Bahrain and the UAE were experiencing power and connectivity problems amid Iran's retaliatory strikes. Two of Amazon cloud unit zones, which are clusters of data centers in the UAE, were without power. The company said on its status page. AWS has also stated that one zone in the UAE was affected after objects struck the data center and created sparks and fire, following which power was shut off. Revan D'Souza is there with us in the discussion here. Revan, firstly, do complete your point over US engagements in the Middle East and West Asia. Do you see that the death toll that its servicemen have suffered in Kuwait is going to deter it or change its tactics in the warfare?
No, yeah, let me just what you say, add to what I already said. The rules about the US, I don't understand what rules they're following, so I could not say if they change the rules. But it's very clear, Trump has said from the beginning that we are going to lose, there's going to be loss of servicemen, there's going to be I'm sure they did not expect not to lose people when they went into such a big war. So right now, the numbers are sketchy. We have some numbers which they have admitted to, but we don't know the full scope of the numbers. And that scope will be released as and when they deem fit, because everyone's hiding their numbers and showing that they are winning the war. This is partly true and this is partly incorrect, because only when the Iranians hit the death of their leader Khamenei, same way the US has been delaying in releasing information that in a way we already know what's happening. So I don't think they have. I'm sure the US and Israel have an action plan, and so do the Iranians. And I don't think they're changing the game in midway. It's going to be. It's just going to get. The Iranians are doing what they said. The Americans and the Israelis are also doing what they said. I don't see any miscommunication in that. However, having said that, I think the pressure from the Gulf states, because now they've just bombed a refinery in Saudi, and the Strait of Hormuz is technically almost closed. This is going to choke the region. We've already have scenarios where we know what happens if this is going to this playbook is put in play. So I think negotiation and the window to negotiation and opportunity to let's say walk back or step back without losing face might be a solution. That is, it's all of course depending, and there should be pressure on the US and Israel, because all the Gulf countries are now technically bleeding economically, and the population here is I'm sure in all over the Gulf are already frightened, and while they would like to announce that it's all normal, it's not. And I think countries like Bahrain, Qatar, Dubai are facing the wrath of the real Iranian force.
Do you think that the Gulf nations could be dragged into this war if it continues for another 3 or 4 weeks that Trump is saying?
I don't know Trump's what's in his mind, but the Gulf states are already dragged into it. Like it or not, they're dragged into it. I told you a new geopolitical, socio-political scenario will emerge after this, based on so many calculations and permutations. There's going to be something really changed that we are going to see in the long run. But for now, we want peace. We want the hostilities or the attacks to cease, so that innocent people's lives are not lost. And points that people want to make points or brownie points or achieve some goals which seem highly unlikely in this scenario. It's at what expense? They are trying to do something at the expense of millions. There are more than 8.5 million Indians here. There are 2.5 million Filipinos, the whole world. There's people from all over the world, including their own nationals. So it's technically a very, very bad scenario if it drags on for a few more days, forget weeks.
All right. Revan D'Souza, thanks very much for joining us and speaking to us here at NewsX. And in fact, moving ahead now, viewers, some more breaking news details coming in. At least 555 people have been killed in the US-Israel strikes across Iran. The Iranian Red Crescent Society has confirmed this. Major news also coming in and now. According to reports, Ayatollah Ali Reza Arafi has been killed in the strikes in Iran. This comes as Iran is grappling with an unprecedented leadership crisis following the reported death of long-time